This is Brand Impact 365 with LaMorvielle. I just don't want you to fall into the trap of creating a pretty brand, right? And I think that's what most entrepreneurs start off focusing on is how can I make my brand look pretty, look good, right? So most entrepreneurs, the first thing that they want to invest in, the first thing that they put time, effort, energy in, money, right? Um, they're investing all of this effort into creating a uh, creating all the visuals for their brand, right? So they're focusing on their logo and just the way things look, like the colors, and you know, maybe even focus on the way the packaging of their product looks, right? Okay, so that's about it though. They focus on what looks good, okay? And in a way, you're supposed to think about that when you're starting off as an entrepreneur. However, most entrepreneurs believe that once they've got a logo, once they've chosen the colors that they've decided fits their brand, once they've got a couple social media accounts open, that they are set for branding and they can start uh, promoting and getting customers and clients and just getting their products out to the world, right? The problem with that is um, what these entrepreneurs do not know is that they've created a pretty brand. What's a pretty brand? Well, a pretty brand is when you just focus, okay, when you're creating a business, your main focus is how is this going to look? Okay, when people see my business, what does it look like? Right? So you might focus on the name, getting the perfect name for the business. Then you might focus on the logo, right? You might hire a graphic designer. I've seen entrepreneurs spend thousands of dollars uh, they spent thousands of dollars investing on a logo, right? On their maybe their font, what type of font they're going to use for the words that they're saying. They might even get the color schemes, right? If they're going to use, for my business, my color schemes are yellow or gold, black, and green and white, a little accent. But the idea is you pick these theme colors for your business. So when people see these colors, they see your name, they see your logo, it's like, ooh, they know my business. And then they're going to shop with me, right? That's the idea that most entrepreneurs have. Once they've got all these things in their mind, that's when the customers come. But what really ends up happening is that these business owners start finding that they don't have any sales, that they don't have any leads, that they don't have any reviews, they don't have any interactions, nothing. It's just kind of, they might have a little bit here and there, a little trickling in here and there, but it's not what they thought it was going to be, or it's just maybe there's nothing there at all. The reason is you can't just focus on creating brand colors and a logo and just say, okay, that's it. I'm done. That's all I need to do. No, that will actually that's probably the best way for you not to succeed. Okay, because when you're creating a brand and you're just thinking from that mindset, from that perspective, chances are you're creating a brand for yourself, right? You're thinking to yourself, what colors do I like? What colors do uh what colors make me feel good? What do I want my logo to look like? What kind of letters do I like, right? You don't really want to focus on what you want, okay? You want to focus on what your audience want, what your customers want. So when creating a brand, it's not just about what it looks like, okay? There's many different aspects that you need to go through to create your, it's called a brand identity, okay? Yes, your logo, your visuals are included in that, but also included in that is your purpose, your mission. What actually makes you, or what what drives your company, right? What is your purpose? Okay, what is your mission for what do you hope to achieve by offering this product or this service, right? Once you understand what your purpose is, then you can start to think about, okay, then who am I offering this to, right? We want to think about the people we've got products and services for. If you're thinking about it from your perspective, then you're only going to track yourself. Or, there might be a couple people who, okay, yes, it's trickling in and like they might connect with you, but you're not going to get you're not going to get an impactful response, right? And that's what we want here. We want to turn our pretty brand into an impact brand, right? It's not just about the logos. We are also talking about the mission, the goal, your purpose. Okay. Then we want to talk about again, who are we trying to attract, right? So if you are selling women's clothing, you probably want to attract women, right? If you are selling tools and hammers, things like that, your audience is probably men. If you are selling toys and crayons and puzzles, your audience are parents because they've got the money, right? Who or adults who've got children. Okay, so you have to understand who you are attracting. And then from there, that's when you start deciding, okay, well, my logo needs to look like this because I'm trying to attract this kind of person. Or I need to, the other thing that you need to also think about is how are you speaking? How are you communicating? Okay, when you are sending out social media posts or when you are writing a blog or however you are communicating with your audience, when you're speaking, when you're communicating, are you attracting your target audience or are you just speaking just to be speaking? Okay. You have to think from the perspective of who wants this, right? What do they want? And then not only what do they want, why do they want it? Okay. What problem are you solving with your product or service? Everybody has problems, right? Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, right? We all got problems, okay? But the thing is, there's solutions to the problems. We just got to find focus on them, or we've got to find help for us to solve these problems. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in having an interview or sponsoring the show, then check the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, then like and subscribe to support Brand Impact 365 with LaMorvielle. And if you are struggling with your brand impact, then watch the next video.